Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday right here in the Buckhead community of Atlanta. If you are coming on, joining us live today on this Wednesday, I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know we are live on this beautiful Wednesday. Today is May the 11th, 2022. It's Wednesday. And I'm super excited about today's show. If you are a CEO, if you the CEO, whether you know or don't know, I want you to hit that like button, hit the share button. Maybe you know some more CEOs. I want you to invite them to join us today on the show. And please do me a favor. Make sure that you have subscribed to my YouTube page. Make sure that you have followed all of my pages and channels on social media, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Please be sure to subscribe and to like and to follow me on social media. You can find me at Ramon Preston on all of the above, okay? And definitely on YouTube, I need your subscriptions. My team and I, we want to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're at 7.2K subscribers right now. So that's a little over 7,000. We want to get to 10,000. My goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers before this year ends. And the type of content that I be putting out, the type of information I be sharing, the type of game I be giving, I should be at a milli right now. But it's okay. We're on our way and we're going to get there. But your subscription is important. So please, even if you're not watching me from YouTube right now on this live, be sure to make your way to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube page. All you got to do is type in Ramon Preston and your boy's going to show up. And I want you to be sure to subscribe. And anytime you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, make sure you type in Ramon Preston and be sure to follow my page. Also, I want you to put in the comments today, what city are you watching me from? Where are you watching me from today on this winning Wednesday? I want to know what city you're watching me from, okay? Let me know what city you're watching me from. Today we're talking about the CEO's general operating system. I'll talk about it a little bit. The CEO's GOS. So please put in the comments what city you're watching me from today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I want to officially welcome you to the Ramon Preston Show. I'm your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, we show up here at 12 o'clock noon to share information with you that we know can help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and wealth building dreams. I am the CEO of Ramon Preston Enterprises, and I'm a business consultant. And so what we do best is help people start businesses, structure businesses, to scale their businesses. We help you with a lot of the details that many entrepreneurs miss when they're starting their businesses. Most entrepreneurs never even get to the structure side. They never even start their businesses right, meaning that they may not know anything about holding companies. They know nothing about divisions, subsidiaries. They know nothing about systems and processes. They know nothing about the CEO's general operating system. And so a lot of this information that I share with you is information that I have had to figure out. And it took me a long time to figure a lot of this information out, but I did figure it out. And I have created a successful business. And guess what? My business is continuing to grow. My organization is continuing to expand. But I'm not a selfish person, so guess what I do? I make sure that I share information with my community because I want you to grow. I want you to expand. I want you and your family to have a legacy, and I know your legacy is going to be central to how you start and structure your business. And so I appreciate all of you for joining the show today. I want to say thank you to all of you that are already a part of our programs, whether you're in our Millionaire Blueprint, our online training program, whether you are in our ministry programs, maybe you are a mentee, or a client in our coaching and mentorship program. Perhaps you might be a client in our incubator, our certification program, a licensee. We have so many extraordinary programs, and all you have to do is just visit RamonPreston.com. That's RamonPreston.com. When you go to RamonPreston.com, you will find information about every program we have and all the prices for our programs. I'm very open and transparent, and I know what we give to our students, what we give to our clients, what we give to our community is valuable. It is worth it. It is definitely something that is needed and necessary. Okay, it's not just a commodity, it is a necessity. And this is one of the reasons why I push so hard with this information, because this is a part of my assignment. So today I want to talk to you about the CEO's GOS. What is a GOS? A GOS is a general operating system. Okay, every CEO, if you're a CEO, you need a general operating system. Now, some of you as CEOs, you already have a little bit of it. You probably just don't have it organized in a way that it makes sense. You know how you listen to people and then they start talking and you start realizing, wow, I already have a little bit of that. I just don't have it together the way I'm supposed to have it together. But that's the advantage of having a business coach. That's the advantage of having a business consultant. That's the advantage of being a part of a community. So for those of you that have never had a coach in your life, a business coach, I'm not talking about a life coach. No shade to life coaches or to any other type of coaches. But if you've never had a business coach, if you've never had a business consultant take the time to share things with you about your infrastructure, about your systems and your processes and your procedures and practices, you need to have that conversation. You need to put yourself in that ecosystem. It will change and transform your life. And don't let your pride, don't let your ego, don't let all this arrogance that a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners have stop you from being successful. I always say this to people that's close to me, that I'm more committed to my success than I am to my ego. I'm more committed to my success than I am to my own pride or to my own ideals or beliefs or things that I romanticize with in my head that I think are important. I'm more committed to my success. So if there's a better way for me to do something so I could get to my success, I'm gonna do it. If there's better information for me that I can get that's better than the information I have that's going to get me to my success, I'm going to drop whatever information I have. And it's really hard for a lot of entrepreneurs to do that. It's very, very hard. So I want to talk to all of you who are CEOs. If you're not a CEO, you're probably working for a CEO. Now, if you're in a business that's large, maybe you don't work with the CEO. Maybe you don't know the CEO personally. Maybe you don't really see the CEO. So a lot of this may not resonate with you, but at some point, you may want to be the CEO. Truth is, you're the CEO of your life. Think about that. You're the CEO of your life. I want you to say that to yourself. I am the CEO of my life. You are. You're the CEO of your life. You're the Chief Executive Officer of your life. I don't know where you are right now in your life. I don't know what type of information you know, but let me just explain to you that a CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. Okay? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this on a personal level, and then I'm going to say it on a business level. A CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. So you're the CEO of your life. You've got to be the Chief Executive Officer. Here's what that means. In your personal life and in your business life, you've got to be the chief. You've got to be the first person. You've got to be the main person. To some extent, you've got to be the only person to make the executive decision. The executive, the root word is execute. So you've got to be willing to be the first the most important person who makes decisions that are decisions to help you execute. You've got to be that officer. You've got to be the officer. You've got to have the badge. I don't think a lot of people who assume the role of CEOs even know what they're supposed to be doing. I know this is true because I talk to CEOs all the time. And every time I talk with them, I see that more and more, we just have CEO on our cards. We just have CEO on our marquees. We just have CEOs on our website. We put CEO on our shirts. We put CEO on our pins, but we don't know what CEOs are. And if you don't know what a CEO is, you will not know what a CEO is supposed to do, and you will not know how CEOs should operate. And this is a little bit of what I want to share with you today. Of course, I only have a little bit of time. And so in the middle of all my ranting and riffing and spieling, all these things that I do on the show, I'm not able to really go deep with you concerning a lot of these principles that I practice and that I teach my students and my clients to practice. So even though it's early on in the show, you should start moving your mind towards getting close to people like myself who can help you in these areas to move your business further. Because if your business is not moving, if it's not growing, if it's not expanding, it all begins and ends with you, especially if you are the CEO. Maybe it's you and your spouse. Well, guess what? From a corporate infrastructure perspective, one of you has to assume the position and the role of a CEO. Okay, so I see a lot of people who are two-person teams, a lot of partnerships that people have, and they're confused about what they're going to do. They're confused about where they need to go because no one is assuming the position and the role of a CEO. So if you are a CEO of a business, would you be so kind to drop the name of your business in the comments? Let me know what business you're the CEO of, okay? So in the comments, if you're a CEO of a business, I want you to put in the comments, I am the CEO of what the name of your business is. And don't be ashamed because I'm throwing shade at you now. Don't be ashamed. Go ahead and put it in there because it's okay if you don't know everything. There was a time I didn't know nothing. And I still don't know everything, but I know enough and I share what I know with the people that are in my community. So put in the comments, if you're a CEO, what company you are the CEO of, what business you are representing. If you are not the CEO, put the name of your CEO. Put the name of the company you work for. Who is the CEO of your company and what is the name of your company? You should take pride in that. You should really, really take pride in that. This is just not the time for people, and this is kind of like a footnote. This is not the time for people to be bashing on working jobs. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's crazy. Did y'all just hear the reports from last week that over 4.5 million people resigned, quit their jobs just in the month of March? And so if you have a job, you have a CEO, you have a company that your CEO has built to give you a job with, guess what? You should be appreciating that. You should be thanking God for that. And you should be promoting that. You should be celebrating that. It baffles me that people work for businesses and they never promote the business. They never promote the CEO. They never talk about the business or the CEO. They never brag on the business or the CEO. I mean, it ain't the CEO in the business that's always the problem. Sometimes it is. But a lot of times it's you and your mindset because you feel like you just got a job. No, you don't. You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity. And if you don't have an opportunity, especially if you have a relationship with the CEO, you need to introduce your CEO to business communities and programs like this. We got to do better. We got to do better. Like there are 32 million small businesses in the United States of America. And most of those businesses, 2/3 of those businesses, are being ran by the owner and the CEO. And the reason why those businesses never grow, and the ones that do start growing, the reason why they never really grow to scale, is because the people that are involved don't grow. And we got to change that dynamic. And we're changing that dynamic. How about that? We ain't got to change it. We're changing it. So please put in the comments if you are, what the name of your business is. And if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. So today we're talking about the CEO's general operating system. The CEO's general operating system. So I'll start with this, because I've mentioned this many times, and so I'll start with this. There are at least 5 main systems and corporate roles in a business, okay? There are at least 5. So we have our CEO, we have our COO, we have our CSO, CFO, I put an S, CFO, and CMO, okay? Those are at least 5, okay? And I consider them to be the top 5 corporate roles. So these would be the 5 corporate systems and roles. All right? I'll put top 5 because I'm sure there are many more you could come up with. If you Google this, you're going to find a whole lot more. But let's just start here. So we have our CEO. This is number 1, and it may not always be in this order, but when you start building your corporate infrastructure out, you're going to have to restructure this, okay? So they're not all going to be across. It's not like you got 5 people who are equals in a company. I'm just laying the 5 out so you can understand them, but they're not going to be operating equally in that company. Once you start building your corporate infrastructure and your organizational chart, if you will, this is going to change. It's going to look different, all right? But for now, let's walk through it. We have our CEO, then this is the Chief Executive Officer. This is the person who's making all the decisions. So again, if you are the CEO, you're making decisions that's going to determine how these other systems and roles function. Your decision as the CEO is going to determine how all of these other corporate systems, processes, departments, divisions operate, and if they fail or succeed. It all starts with you. And I'm going to explain more about that in a minute. We have our COO. This is our Chief Operations Officer. This is going to be a system with processes and people who help run the day-to-day operations of your business. So for example, as the CEO, you may be overseeing them at some point. Well, this person or whoever is designated in this spot will not necessarily oversee them. They'll probably be managing the day-to-day while you oversee the day-to-day. We have our third one. This is sales. Sales is very important. And again, you may not have people to fill these roles, but you still need to carve it out in your business. We have the finances, and then we have the marketing. And so even though you could give or take 1 or 2, you can mesh 2 of them together. You could put COO with CFO. You could put sales with marketing and just make it 3. But I'm just laying it out this way because in the perfect ideal world of the business that you're building, you want to be able to have at least these systems with these roles carved out so that you can know when you're the CEO doing all of these things, you can know which bucket, which category does this thing that I'm doing fall in. All right? I hope that makes sense. So for example, if I'm the CEO and I'm running some day-to-day operations because I don't have nobody to help me, what are those operations that I'm running so that I can be able to designate those operations as COO type operations, if that makes sense. So basically what I want to end up doing is I want to look at, because everybody that starts a business as a CEO, you do all of it at first. Like, you're going to do everything. Now, you may have somebody with you that can help you, but they're still not going to do everything for you. So when I first started my business, I was the CEO. My wife played the role of the COO. So there were certain things that I had to do as the CEO that my wife was not going to be able to do. And as the COO, my wife could manage certain things, but whatever it was that she was managing, I had to delegate to her. I had to clarify it to her. I had to give her some type of idea what she needed to do that was contributing to the business. So when it came to making sales, if I did it, if my wife did it, if we both did it, there were certain activities that were representing sales, right? When it came to doing the finances, doing our taxes, managing our accounts, tracking our income and expenses, these were activities that represented the financial department. When it came to marketing, coming on social media, sending emails out, doing videos, passing out flyers or whatever, there were certain activities. But all of these different activities that make up all of these corporate systems and corporate roles, all of these activities begin here. They all begin with the CEO. And so when you think of a general operating system, remember, that's what today's show was about, the CEO's general operating system. So that means there has to be a certain system put in place that can actually simplify and clarify all of the things that this business has to do that makes up these other systems and these other roles. Okay? But the GOS is all dependent upon the CEO. So this is a general operating system. All right? So if you're taking notes, you better take them good, because this information that I'm sharing with you, I already know a lot of people who got businesses have no idea what this stuff means. And so I just want to make my contribution to help you. So what exactly is a general operating system? Here's what a general operating system is. A set of systems, a set of processes, procedures, and practices that are used, I think I'm gonna run out of space, that are used to clarify, simplify, and fulfill a vision. Now, if you're trying to take notes and you're like, hey, you're just writing too much, it's too much information, I can't keep up with you, please understand, all of this information that I share on this show, this information is a part of some program that I have in my company, whether it's my online Millionaire Blueprint, whether it's my mentorship program, whether it's my business incubator, my certification program, my licensing program. I have a world of information when it comes to business and finances and entrepreneurship and really building businesses, because I am that person who loves to gather information. I experiment with it, I prove it out, and once I prove it out, I make sure I can package it in a way that it makes sense. So again, out of all these different corporate systems and roles that may represent the perfect company, it is the role of the CEO. It is the corporate position of the CEO that has the responsibility to create what we call a general operating system. So if you are kind of like overwhelmed as a CEO, you really don't know how to move forward, you feel like you got a lot going on, trust me, I know how you feel. Because again, there was a time, even with my wife with me, my wife could not really fulfill her role when I was not giving her the things that she needed to do. That was always one of my frustrations. I was like, man, my wife, she used to manage stores before we got married. So she's a real manager. She understands managing stores. And my wife used to always tell me, when I managed stores for Gap and Gap Baby and Gap Kids and Lane Bryant, she managed stores for billion-dollar companies. She was like, I didn't have to go to the store and create operating systems. And I really didn't understand her at first. She was like, I didn't have to go to these stores and create this stuff. They already had POS systems. They already had schedules for the employees when they were scheduling their days to work. And she was like, I just came in and managed what the CEO or the regional managers or the district managers had already put together. And I remember one of the last conversations my wife and I had, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, about this. She was like, that's not for me to figure out. I'm not a CEO. I'm not the CEO. I'm a manager. And she was like, you can't blame me for your failure. She didn't say that, but basically that's what she was saying. My wife is way sweeter than that, so she's not going to be that brutally blunt. But when she said what she was saying, I was taking it as, oh yeah, well, I understand what she's saying. Like, bro, you don't have your stuff together. So you want your wife to be your COO, but you're not being a CEO. And you're frustrated and mad because her or nobody else can help you get your business going, because that's where I was. Until I realized that I was just limited in my information. I didn't know enough about really running a business as a CEO. So guess what I had to do? I had to push the reset button, and I had to accept the fact that you're just not CEO material right now, not successful CEO material. And remember, keep in mind, when this happened, what I'm talking about, it's not like my wife and I wasn't making money. We were making 6 figures a year, but I knew I could have been further along. I knew I had the potential to be a millionaire and to make way more money, but I didn't know these things. And so one of the first things that I had to do was I had to create a general operating system. I had to figure out what did my corporate infrastructure need to look like. And so a general operating system, for all of you that are CEOs, it is the set of systems, right? Processes, procedures, and practices that are used to clarify, simplify, and fulfill a vision. So you can't just say, oh, I have a vision as a CEO, but you don't create systems, processes, procedures, and practices to clarify, simplify, and fulfill that vision. Because nobody is going to be able to do anything for you in your business if there's not a general operating system, something that's put in place to help people clearly see in a simple way what you want to accomplish, where you want to go, and how they're going to get there with you. That has to happen, okay? Now, again, if you are at a point to where you're like, listen, I'm doing all 5 right now. I don't even have time to figure this stuff out. The only thing you need to do is make a decision to bring people like me and my team on board with you, okay? So I would rather just spend a little money, pay people to help me so that I can figure this stuff out. You shouldn't be trying to figure all this out by yourself. Because guess what? Once I figured all this stuff out, and then I started making more money, I started building my business, but I realized that I had the potential to be a $10 million business. Guess what I did? I had to do the same thing. I had to find people who were already beyond 10 million, 100 million, and I had to bring them on my team. And the only way I could bring them on my team was to be willing to invest that money in myself and in my organization. And when I did that, I saw everything start shifting in the direction of where I know I wanted to go. But nevertheless, whether you do it or not, you're going to have some type of general operating system. I don't care how many virtual assistants you hire. I don't care how much you outsource stuff to India, to Pakistan, to Nigeria. I don't care how many interns you bring in. I don't care if you get your niece and your cousin and your uncle to come help you. At some point, none of what any of those people or things in terms of technological platforms do, they're not going to be suffice or sufficient enough to scale you beyond where you are. They may help you get a bump here or there, but you're going to always come back. All right. So if you're experiencing that from time to time, I do good and then I do bad. I move up and then I move down. I find myself, just on this roller coaster ride because there's no infrastructure. There's no corporate infrastructure in place. And so it is your responsibility as the CEO to create this set of systems, this set of processes, this set of procedures and practices that can clarify, simplify, and fulfill your vision. So my question to those of you that are watching today, how many of you have a general operating system? How many of you have one? And is it working for you? Is it benefiting you? Do you have staff members who are actually working it with you? Is it clear? Is it simple? Is it helping assist you and them to fulfill your vision? I would love to know that. And for those of you that don't have it, do you need one? Do you need help getting one? Because if you do, we have a program that can help you. We can literally work with you to put these types of systems, processes, procedures, and practices in place. And we have several programs for you, but we definitely have a program that will perfectly fit the criteria for what you need. So now, if you're the CEO, and you know you need a general operating system, the next thing that you're going to have to do is build that general operating system out. Some business experts call it an organizational chart. So there has to be some functional infrastructure set up in the form of a chart so that everybody can know exactly what their roles are within these systems, what the processes are, what the procedures are, what are all the activities supposed to look like within the scope of each of those. So remember, we've got 5. We talked about that. We've got the top 5 corporate roles. So we have the CEO, COO, CSO, CFO, CMO. I just want to show you this because if you build it out, you're going to see how all 5 of them work into what you're building. So if this is the CEO and your general operating system is really the system of systems that builds all of these other departments out, then that means you're going to have somebody right here with you. Most likely this is going to be your COO, maybe your VP. It's going to have to be somebody under you because you can't have all 5 of these across with you. You're going to have to be at the top because you're the final decision maker. And then even if you don't have chief officers, they may not be chief officers, but you have to have the slots, the boxes that represent what that chief officer will be placed in when the time comes that you have one. So you would have that box, and then the other ones you're going to have under that one. So you would have one here for marketing, you would have one here, let's say, for sales, and then you have one here for finance and admin. And so if you have your structure or your chart built out like that, guess what happens? Your general operating system will begin to create this momentum, this rhythm, this symbiotic flow within your organization, so that now, even if you're doing all of the things, you can start putting in the boxes the things that you're doing, so you can document what you will at some point duplicate in somebody else. Man, I'm giving y'all the game. I'm gonna quit right there, because I think some of you watching me and listening to me, and what I'm saying to you sounds like foreign language, but this is what's going to determine the success or the failure of your business. And so as the CEO, if you do not have general operating systems, if you don't have a set of these systems and processes and procedures and practices in place, if you don't understand how to build this out, the first thing you got to do is just accept it. Like you just, come on, let's walk through, let's go through some therapy together, okay? Can I accept? Can I accept it? Can I admit? Can I acknowledge? Okay? Can I do that? Can you accept if you don't have that? Can you admit that you don't have it? Can you acknowledge that you don't have it? And if you can, the next question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? See, sometimes people listen to individuals like me and they get it twisted, because they think, oh, all this person is doing is trying to sell me on something, when of course I'm selling you on something. I'm selling you on you being free. I'm selling you on you being fulfilled, because you didn't get into business. You didn't start a business. You didn't leave your full-time job. You didn't sacrifice all this money. You didn't put your life on the line and relationships on the line to become a CEO of a business as an entrepreneur, to fail or to be stuck or to be imprisoned, never being free and fulfilling your purpose, or what you felt like was your purpose through your business. But one of the missing things is you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the support, you're not getting educated on those things. Because again, a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners or CEOs, they get educated, but they're getting educated on things that are not helping their business. They're just getting educated on the things that they want to do. Like, I just talked to a CEO, a business owner the other day, and they were telling me that they were getting some training and education, but it was like a certification in something to become a better version of what they do in business. And I'm thinking, that's really not going to help your business. It's going to make you a better version of what you do, but it doesn't mean it's going to make you a better version of a CEO, because there's a difference in the information. So for example, whatever industry you're in, right? Let's say if you're in real estate. Okay, let's say if you're in real estate. Okay, you could get all types of certifications. You can get all types of education. You can get all types of training. You could take new courses, right? You could just build your educational academic portfolio. However, is that going to help you become a better business owner? No, it's not. How is it? It's not going to help you become a better business owner. Because I know a lot of people who could be in real estate. Let's move this word. It could be construction. As a matter of fact, it could be anything. Whatever the business is, the area of business is that you're in, I want you to put that area right here. And I want you to tell me how educated you are in the thing that you do. So if you sell apparel, if you do floor work, tree work, if you do hair, if you paint, if you do nails, if you do eyelashes, if you put people eyeballs back in, if you are an ear, nose, and throat specialist, just because you get better at that doesn't mean you're getting better at this. And the truth is, most of the businesses that exist today are existing by people who are good over here and they're bad over here. And guess what? You might not be able to go back to business school and learn all this. You might not have 4 to 6 years that you can invest in your life. You might not be able to take courses for the next 2 years at a community college or a university. That's why there are training and educational platforms and coaching and consulting programs like the one that we have. You know why? Because we want to accelerate your process. We want to get you to the finish line quicker and further down that road as soon as we can. And the way to do it is to A, give you information that is specific to this because you're good at that already. But helping you build this, because if you build this, even if you're not a master at that, it's going to automatically make what you do better because it's packaged in a business that's actually better. That's why you see a lot of people who own businesses that don't have like really good products and services. Or I'm not going to say they don't have really good products and services. Let me say it this way. You'll see people that own businesses, they don't have the best products and services. But guess what? They're making more money than people who have better products and services because they have a better business model. They have a better business structure. They have a better business system. They have better business processes. They have better business procedures and practices. And they have better operational systems across their organization. So they're beating the people who have better products and services out. So you've got to reverse that, and you've got to flip that. And so I want you to really take a moment to consider becoming a part of our mentorship program so that we can coach you, train you on these things. You can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. If for some reason we speak with you once you text the word millionaire and you determine that just getting coaching is not enough, we have consulting programs available that can actually help you build your operating systems, build your processes. We have a consulting program. So we're not just business coaches, we're also business consultants. And one of the biggest difference between our coaching and consulting is our coaching, we're assisting you. We're on the sidelines, giving you information, working with you. We have sessions to show you the things that you need to do. We help enlighten you, educate you. We provide weekly sessions. We provide workshops for you. We provide online education for you. We provide a lot of support for you. But when we're consulting you, the difference is we're getting into the nuts and bolts of that business with you. That's the difference between hiring a coach and hiring a consultant. A coach is a lot of times on the sideline. Consultants, they roll up their sleeves and they sit at the table with you because you're paying them to sit at the table with you. You're not paying a coach to sit at the table with you. You're paying a coach to help guide you, to help give you the instructions and the direction for where you're going, and to see to it that you're being held accountable. But a consultant, you're paying a consultant to sit down with you and to get into the nuts and bolts of it. So wherever you are in your personal, professional, business, or financial life, we have programs that can assist you. So even if the consulting or the coaching is not quite where you are, well, we can start you out in our online training program to start familiarizing you with a lot of this information. Even though you have to do a lot of the work yourself, you have to be a self-starter, you have to be willing to get on that program every day or regularly and educate and train and listen to that information and learn it. But at some point, you will build the muscle, the momentum, the confidence, and the courage to move up so that you can either begin your coaching or your consulting. But all of it starts with you texting the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Listen, give it a shot. Give yourself a shot. I tell this to all entrepreneurs I get a chance to talk to. The fact that you chose to be a business owner, The fact that you made the decision to be a CEO and an entrepreneur proves that there's something in you that wants to be free, that wants to experience the ultimate fulfillment. And the job of a coach or consultant is to really help you get free, help you fulfill your purpose, your dreams, your goals, your desires. And so you deserve to give yourself the opportunity to experience that freedom, to experience that ultimate fulfillment. But a lot of times you never even start that process. You never get on that road if you never have the right people working with you. So I want you to really think about it. Text the word millionaire to this number behind me. And I want you to go to RamonPreston.com. You could go to my website and you can find all this information there. As I mentioned earlier, one thing about me, I'm very open and transparent. So I share everything with the people that are in my community. So you can easily go to RamonPreston.com. You can go to my website and you will literally find all the information that I'm sharing with you on my website. Anything you want to know about me, anything you want to know about my business, the prices and the benefits. If you go to RamonPreston.com, this is more of a mobile version that pops up here on this screen. But you will see that every program we have, you can click on that link in that menu and you can see all the benefits. It answers all of the questions and gives you all the details of the prices and the programs. Our coaching program, our consulting program, our training program, our licensing program, our certification program, everything. We have services that we actually file and form holding companies for our clients. Everything is on RamonPreston.com. So feel free to visit our website, but definitely be sure to text millionaire. When you text the word millionaire, what my team and I are going to do is we're going to reach back out to you. And when we reach back out to you, if you have a few moments, we'll walk you through over the phone a brief preliminary assessment that gives us an opportunity to find out what exactly are you doing, what type of business that you have or are expecting to have, and we can help you see how our programs can work with you and serve you in whatever the capacity is. And we'll share all the information with you that we have about our programs to help you decide on what program best fits you. If nothing works for you, then thank you for calling. We appreciate you. We're always here. But if something does work for you, we don't want money or anything to be your issue. We don't want that to be your hindrance. That's why we offer payment plan options to our clients. We really do an extraordinary job, and I can say that with humility, but with pride. We offer payment plan options because we do everything that we can to help our clients, because we know your success is our proof of concept. Your success is our proof of concept. So if we put ourselves on the line, I say this to people all the time. If you join one of my programs and I offer you a payment plan option, I'm betting on me. I'm not even betting on you as much as I'm betting on me, because I've got something to prove. Because if I don't do my job, I'm not going to get paid. So we get paid as we go, and you pay as you grow. And that's how you and I become really good business partners together. And so I want you to take a chance, but more importantly, I want you to make an investment in yourself and to give yourself that opportunity. And whatever questions you may have, concerns or apprehensions you may have, give us an opportunity to answer them. Give us an opportunity to address them. And let's see if we can actually find a place that we can work together. So I love all of you. I appreciate all of you. Thank all of you so much for joining the show today. I am looking forward to an amazing show tomorrow. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe. We want to get to 10,000 as soon as we can. At least before this, if I can get to 10,000, like within the next month or so, that'll give me at least 3 or 4 or 5 months for the remainder of this year to work towards figuring out how we can get to 100,000. I want that 100,000 subscriber plaque. I'm gonna put that plaque right here. I think I'm gonna put the plaque right here beside my Google board when I do get it. So thank all of you so much. Appreciate you. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on the Ramon Preston Show.